Hey everybody! I'm here today with a first time driving lesson for new drivers. In this video, I'll be going over some basic things that you should know about and do when you are driving a vehicle for the first time. So you want to start off with the key and you want to start the engine. Now, if you're in a modern car, it might have a button that you can push, but if you're in a car with a key, you put the key in there, you want to turn it and hold it and then release it when you hear that engine start, just like this. Release it. Once you hear the engine start, release it. I'm going to turn the air down so you can get a better listening of my voice. Now, before we actually start moving the car, you want to know that there are essentially 4 controls that allow you to move the car. First is your steering. You have a steering wheel here. You can turn it, okay? I want you to turn it all the way to the right and all the way to the left. Get a feel for how much it turns, okay? And then I want you to center it. And your centering is going to be halfway between all the way to the right and to the left. So if I go from the right, all the way to the right to all the way to the left, it's 3 full turns. Half of that is 1.5 turns. So at 1.5 turns from one side, I bring my wheels nice and straight. The second thing is going to be your shifter. You can shift through park, reverse, neutral, drive if you're in an automatic car, or all of the gears if you're in a manual car, okay? But we're focusing on automatic. If you're in manual, you're gonna have to use the clutch as well, which I'm not gonna be able to go over, but you know, that's a whole different story. Okay, now there are also going to be 2 pedals. One pedal is going to be to your left, which is going to be your brake pedal. When you push it, that's going to slow the car down. And the other pedal is going to be to your right, which is going to be your gas pedal. When you push that easily and nicely, the car will move forward. I want you to make sure your car is in park. Okay, make sure your car's in park. Make sure your emergency brake is engaged as well. And push what you think is the gas pedal. And if you hear the engine revving, just like that, then you know that that's the right pedal, okay? So you're gonna start off in a parking lot and you're gonna basically go and stop and steer in a parking lot. You wanna do that for probably about at least half an hour to get a feel for the vehicle. And then whenever you and your instructor or your guide feel that you're ready, then you can take it onto the streets and you can practice on the streets. Now, I do recommend that you practice, especially the first time driving, on streets that are pretty much like dead streets in terms of like there's no traffic, and during hours when there's no traffic at all. So like Sunday afternoon when there's nobody on the road, you know, on roads that have no traffic anyways, okay? Even during rush hour when these roads have no traffic, you want to practice on those roads. So what we're gonna do, I'll show you. I'm gonna push the brake, I'm shifting into drive, which is the D on the shifter, and I'm releasing the parking brake. Now I'm gonna release the gas pedal, and then once I get a feel for the car creeping forward, I'm gonna release the brake pedal. I'm gonna release the brake pedal. Once I get a feel for the car creeping forward, and then I'm gonna ease onto the gas pedal. So I'm gonna release the brake pedal, the car's creeping forward. I'm looking both ways every time I steer, okay? Now I'm easing onto the gas pedal, okay? I'm gonna stop and I'm exiting the parking lot. I'm gonna stop before I actually get a chance to exit the parking lot over here. So I'm stopping over here, and now I'm easing onto the gas pedal. And what you need to know is that there are certain safety checks that you have to do. And I'll go into, like I've done many other videos about this, and I can't outline everything in this video. But before you change directions or you change positions on the road, you're gonna have to signal, you're gonna have to check your rear view mirror, you're gonna have to check your side mirror, whether it's left or right, depending on which way you're going. And then you're gonna have to check, you're gonna have to check your side blind spot, left or right, depending on which way you're going. With regards to steering, you wanna have 2 hands on the wheel as often as possible. What I just did was a bad demonstration because I was like going like this. But you wanna have 2 hands on the wheel as often as possible. Keep them centered and look straight ahead down the road. If you look straight ahead, it's gonna make it easier for you to steer. So I'm signaling right now, okay? I push the brake to come to a stop. I check my mirrors and my blind spot over there. My rear view mirror, my right side mirror, my right blind spot. Now I'm steering through the turn, just like that. I'm gonna turn onto the side street. I'll give you a few more pieces of advice. Signal left. As I'm slowing down, I'm checking my rear view mirror, my left side mirror, my left blind spot, and I'm ready to turn. I'm gonna check them again, just because there was a little bit of a wait time there. I turn the wheel, I accelerate, and now I'm easing off the gas pedal now that I hit my desired speed. So I'm driving at my desired speed, so now I'm easing off the gas pedal and just holding it lightly. I'm gonna push the brakes, signal, check my mirrors, my blind spot, turn the wheel, and I'm looking where I want the car to go. So, as you saw right there, I looked to the right because I was turning right, not like this, but like on a 45-degree angle to the right. And then as I made that turn, I slowly brought my eyes back to center, okay? And then now I'm back in a parking lot. So I started in a parking lot and I'm going to end in a parking lot. And one other thing is that when you are practicing for the first time driving in a parking lot, I do suggest that you go and do some loops. So I would like to steer left like this, okay? Then maybe I would steer right. And then maybe I would steer left again. I'm going to go around this. Try and pick a parking lot that's as empty as possible. Okay, and you want to do loops to the left and then loops to the right. So I'm going to steer right over here just like this. We're going to go around these curbs over here, go around these dividers, these parking dividers. So the more that you practice, the better off that you'll be. I will tell you, based on anecdotal experience and anecdotal things that I've noticed, that definitely, most definitely, the majority of drivers who spend longer practicing on their first drive end up being better drivers overall. So you got to practice. That's a key factor there. And that's basically it. If you're driving for the first time, this is a simple first-time driving lesson for new drivers that you can use to effectively start your driving career and become a better driver. Like I said, you want to start off by getting a feel for the car, and then only when you and your instructor or guide or parent or whatever feel that you're ready, that's when you take it onto the side streets and you practice there. I would not suggest going onto main road the first time that you drive. Do not do that. Not a good idea. Once you've driven 5 or 6 times, on side streets and parking lots, then I would suggest maybe you consider the fact that you might be ready. But that's up to you. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.